Hey everybody, I thought I'd make a video and let you know a little bit about what's going on in my life. I generally don't make videos like this, but I usually make unboxing videos or videos that deal with certain subjects, but never about my own personal life and what's going on a day-to-day basis. But I thought I'd give it a try, so let's see how that works out. If there's a positive response to this, I'll try to make a few more. And I'll try to stop swiveling on the chair, but I love swiveling, so if I swivel, forgive me. We all make decisions that affect the direction of our lives. My son has recently moved out. He had been making decisions in his life that weren't beneficial or conducive to living peaceably here in the apartment with me. So, what ended up happening was he moved out. He's not on the street, he's not in a shelter. He has an apartment. He has a job, and is sharing an apartment with a friend. They moved into a new apartment, so he's all set. Weight off my shoulders, knowing that he's fine. But to show you how God is so good and how God works things out during this time of turmoil, and this time when he was counting down to the end of the month when he would leave, my daughter was dealing with a situation where her roommate wanted to move out, but kind of held on because she knew that my daughter wouldn't be able to afford the apartment on her own. But it finally got to the point where the roommate had to leave. She was moving in with her girlfriend, so my daughter needed to find a place quick. That's when this whole thing happened with my son. And I told her, the end of the month, you've got some place to go because his bedroom will be freed up and you can come live here. So we ended up spending about $110. I thought it was 90, but I think I figured out it was $110 on three people to help us move her stuff, and about another $95 or so to rent a Ryder van, a huge Ryder van, not a box truck, but it was a huge van that took all her stuff in one go. It was awesome. And during the move, of course, we all have things that happen during the move that are funny and we joke around and everything, but there was one thing that was kind of serious. One of my friends that I had hired to help us move, he's homeless, so I knew he needed the money. So I'm like, hey, look, if you help us move, I can give you $20 an hour to help us move. He thought that was a great deal, so he came to help move. But about an hour into moving, this guy turned white. He was sweaty and breathing heavy, and I thought he was actually going to collapse, to tell you the truth. I told him to sit down, have some water, relax, catch his breath. And that's when he told me that he had been sick for the past couple of days. Well, that's not good because A, he could cause himself further physical harm by putting himself through all this physical labor when all his body wants to do is try to fight whatever it's fighting and to rest and to heal. Well, now he's working his body and his body's not getting a chance to do that. So now he's feeling worse and worse and worse. I finally told him, look, that's it. You're cut off. That's it. Like, you're done. I'm not going to be responsible for sending you to the hospital. Sit there, rest, drink, feel better. I'm going to give you your $20. You've worked an hour. And he didn't want to take off either because he thought he hadn't done enough. And I'm like, look, I'm not paying you for how much you do. I'm paying you by the hour. And I showed up late, so you were already into your hour. So here, just take your $20 and you're all set. Now, see, if he had needed the $20 and he was sick, he should have told me he was sick. Had he told me he was sick, I probably would have given him $20 anyway, and sent him on his way so he could go someplace warm and he could rest. But he pushed himself, and that wasn't good. So anyway, the situation resolved itself. I gave him his 20. He left. The other gentleman who was helping us, he ended up calling his cousin, who he went to go pick up, and then the two of them just finished. They were only supposed to take the heavy stuff, come here to the apartment, bring the stuff in, and that was it. And my daughter and I were going to do everything else. But then my daughter and I looked at each other and said, "Well, they could take that. Well, they could take that. Well, they could take that." Well, the next thing you know, they were just taking everything. We just said, "Just take everything." So they ended up moving the whole entire house. And altogether, it cost about $110 for labor, which wasn't bad. I looked at my daughter later when they left, and we both got in the van, and we were going to go return the van. I just looked at my daughter, and we gave each other a high five. It's like, do you realize we just paid somebody $110 to do exactly what we did not want to do? So how great is that? How great is that? It was worth the $110 to have two other people, or three other people actually, go through the hassle of moving all that stuff. It was well worth it, especially at my age. I'm 58 years old. I don't want to be carrying heavy couches and TVs and dining room tables and things like that up and down stairs. No way. We moved from a second floor apartment, and this apartment's a second floor apartment as well. So there was a lot of climbing of stairs, and I'm glad I didn't have to do any of that. So my daughter's here, which she's not completely settled in. I don't know if you can see with the camera. There's still clutter. There's still boxes. I don't want to do any advertising for U-Haul. Sorry, the U-Haul boxes, but me and U-Haul and I have a history that's not very very good, and that's for a whole nother video. And I'm sure that one will get a lot of views. But anyway, let's get off that. So my daughter now is moved in. She's at work right now. I filed my taxes. Yes, I filed my taxes already. I filed my taxes on February 1st. I got everything in the mail that I needed to. I file my taxes usually every year through TurboTax. And that's what I did this year. I filed my income tax through TurboTax. Unfortunately, this year I got a document in the mail because I'm collecting unemployment. That was another thing. I've been out of work for 17 weeks. I still can't find a job, and I think it has to do with my age, to tell you the truth. I'm 58 years old, and I'm sure when people look at when I graduated from high school, they can do the math themselves. So I think people are thinking, why am I going to hire a 58-year-old gentleman to do this job when in a few years he's going to be retiring? I don't know. I think it has to do with my age. And there's another situation that I think it has to do with as well, but I'm not going to get into that. So I filed my taxes, as I was saying, and I have my unemployment information, but I also used to work for a company, and because I worked for them for less than 5 years, or didn't save up a certain amount in my 401k, they paid me out. So they paid me everything for my 401k. So I'm not sure which document it was. I think it was the 401k one. 401k one. I think it was the 401k document that TurboTax didn't have in their system because different states tax differently when you get your 401k dispersed to you early. So I ended up having to pay for the deluxe version this year of that software. So, and then pay another, I think it was $35 for them to do my state income tax. Anyway, it cost me almost $100 to do it through TurboTax. But then I figured, what's $100 compared to me not doing it through TurboTax and having to go to H&R Block or any other tax preparation companies to have my taxes done? So I thought that $100, that's not bad. That's not bad. And I'm used to doing everything myself anyway. I live a simple life. I don't have anything really to take off on my taxes. I do the really, 1040, boom, it's done. So my taxes have been filed, and I told my daughter, you need to get your taxes done. You need to make your appointment and get it done, because if there is another partial government shutdown, it could affect the IRS. So I would advise everybody to get their taxes done ASAP if you have all your paperwork, because if there is another partial government shutdown in February of 2019, which is what we're in right now, then that could affect the IRS. So get it done. Get it done. I wanted to also touch on the fact that my unboxing videos, especially on BitChute, not so much on YouTube, but on BitChute, that's BITCHUTE.com, BitChute. It's sort of like a YouTube. It's a YouTube, but it's under BitChute. You share videos. Especially on BitChute, they've been getting a lot of views. I think BitChute is smaller, that your videos are more accessible because more people are looking for videos, and there's not like billions of videos like on YouTube. BitChute's a smaller channel, so I think people are able to find your videos a lot easier, and I think that's why I'm getting a lot of hits on my BitChute videos. So I'm going to be making another 1 or 2 unboxing videos. I have my soap order coming from Missouri River Soaps. I'm sure that's what it's called. Let me check that out. Okay, it's not plural, it's singular, Missouri River Soap. And they are at, well, I'll put the link in the video when I make it, but they're at moriversoap.com. That's MORIVERSOAP. Okay, my phone camera cut out on me because I didn't have the charger plugged in, and it ran out of juice, so it died. I realized as I was filming this, I checked the video of when exactly it died, and I saw myself doing this. And although it makes me feel good doing it, watching it is a little aggravating, isn't it? So I'm going to try not to do that for the rest of the video. So it's Mo River Soap, actually. It's Missouri River Soap. It's singular. And Heidi, who is a proprietor of Mo River Soaps, Missouri River Soaps, she makes soaps, she makes salt bars, she makes like linen spray, like air freshener spray. She makes wax melts. She makes, I think she makes skin creams and things like that. So she makes other things, but she's sending me my order. And I think it was 4 bars of soap and a wax melt, or 3 bars of soaps and a wax melt. And I let her know that the soap that I really wanted, I think it was clover, green clover and aloe, something like that. She told me that it's coming out again in March, so next month, on the 4th. She's going to have another release, and that soap will be available on the 4th, so I'm going to try to grab that bar of soap. I'm going to wait to get the wax melts and smell it and see if I really love that scent. If I do, I'll order that soap. But anyway, I have that coming in, which will be a treat to open up. And I also have my beard balm that's coming in. So that'll be something special too, because I'm almost out of beard balm, and I only order from a specific beard balm from a specific company. It's the best one I've found so far, and I don't want to experiment with a bunch of other beard balms, unless, of course, somebody sent them to me for free. Hey, here's a free sample of beard balm, test it out. that would be great. But I'm not going to spend $20 or anywhere from $12 to $20 on a beard balm just to experiment with it and have it not meet my needs. That's money wasted as far as I'm concerned. If I have a friend who has beard balm or beard oil and he wants to let me use some of it to see how I like it, that's one thing. But to go out and purchase and purchase and purchase over and over again all these different products, I don't have the money to do that. So it's not going to happen. So I found a beard balm that's going to work. That works for me, and that's the beard balm I buy. So I won't get into the whole beard thing and talk to you about beards and stuff. That's a whole nother video for when I unbox the beard balm. But that's going to be coming in sometime soon as well. I think that's all that I had to actually discuss, because I listed some things on here, and that's probably about as much as you want to hear anyway. So my taxes are done. My daughter's moved in. I'm still looking for work. And God is good, because He's blessed me throughout this whole ordeal. I do receive government assistance as far as food is concerned. Nothing else, just for food. I pay my own bills with what I have coming in. My roommate, whether it was my son who's moved out or my daughter, helps by paying half of everything. So I'm good. And I've also gone to food banks to grab some food. So I'm not wanting right now. And God has always made sure that no matter what happens in my life, I've got food on the table. Always. I have never gone hungry. Even when I was on the street, homeless and on the streets, I never went hungry. There was always a soup kitchen to go to. I ended up getting assistance, food stamps assistance, when I was on the street, and I made sure that I wasn't like a lot of other people who just go and splurge the first couple of weeks on things and then have to beg for money for food for the rest of the month. I made sure that I portioned out that food stamp money so I had food from the beginning of the month to the end of the month. You've got to be responsible for what God gives you. You just can't throw caution to the wind and just do what you want. You've got to be smart about it. So God is good. He's provided for me financially. I've got a roof over my head. I'm able to lay my head on my pillow at night in warmth and in comfort, and have my I wear a CPAP at night. My CPAP's operational and working. I have heat in the house. I have lights. I have my phone. And God is good. He provides me with everything. Food, clothing, and shelter. That's what you need. And that's what I've got. So I'm going to end the video with this now. And hopefully this will get a good response. If it does, awesome. I'll make a few more. If not, I'll just go back to the videos that I was making before. My unboxing videos and things like that. And I won't get so much into my own personal life. So thank you for watching. Please hit subscribe. Please hit the notification bell so that you're notified of all my new videos. And give me a thumbs up, please. That would be great. And as always, if I don't see you here, I'll see you there. Bye. Well, hello there. I know I said goodbye, but I wanted to explain one thing. There are some harsh cuts in this video, and the reason for that is because I've piecemealed this together, and I've tried to trim certain portions, but when I tried to split a certain section of video, it would delete that entire video, that entire portion of video. So I wasn't able to edit this as I normally do. So if there are some harsh cuts in here, and you'll see them, I apologize for that. Again, bye. My video editing software was acting up. Every time I try to split it or cut it in a certain place, it would just delete the entire stream of email. Okay, let's start it again.